Welcome. Let me introduce you to my final project this term and my object-oriented programming or OOP. First, let me show you my database. This database is consists with the payroll database with the employees table and the users table. So how it's done or what it's used. So let me show you first the program that it exists. This is the Java Swing I created. Now, fuck. Di man makonek. Alright. Welcome. Let me introduce you to my final project in this term of Objective-Oriented Programming or OOP. First, let me show you to my database. This is the base instance with the name payroll database with employees and users tables. So let me show you to my Java Swing program. So this program is I name it as payroll system 1. And this package right there, this line declares that the class belongs to the payroll system 1 package which organize the code. And this imports, there are 6 imports here. These lines import necessary classes from the Java Swing library for GUI components, event handling, and database connectivity. So our class, this public class running the system extend gframe. This line defines the payroll system 1 class, which extends gframe, make it a window that can contain GUI components. This part also this contains store the database URL, its user, and its password. This connect to the MySQL database that I showed you earlier. Next is the private connection con. This variable will hold the connection to the database. And let me clarify this. It's not really necessary to use private in this and this. It's not necessarily to use this. Next is this the swing components or the GUI components. These variables declare various GUI components, text, fields, buttons, and a table that will be used throughout the application. And this one is the constructor. This constructor initializes the application. It attempts to load the MSQL DGBC driver and establish a connection to the database. If it fails, it shows an error message that exits the application. Then this sets the title, which is our name of our system. Yes, let me run this. Let me show you. Please wait. It takes a long time to load. There you go. This one, yeah, is payroll system. It shows here. That's the use of the seat title. Yeah, and the seat size and its close operation and it show login screen. Huh? It's like I show you this a login button there. So before we to that line, so let me introduce you the next the method. The next method and this method it is called show login screen. This method sets up the login screen. It removes any existing components from the content pane, creates a new panel, and sets its layout and background color. So the background color is this one. The background color, its font, which is specifically customized by me, and there's the bounds and where it plays, and the add. We add it to our frame. Without this, it won't show to our form and in the payroll system. There, and this label creates a label for the title login, set its position, font, and color, and adds to its panel. So as you see there, you, know, you can understand it. Next is the login password field. The login password field and the user field are the same, but it's different when you type it and goes to the other space. And this one was and this one is for create a text field for the username input that says position and border and adds it to the panel. So it's the same as the above. They are the same. Yeah. Next one's password. This part is creates the password you enter. You will understand it later when I open the program. First is let's continue as this is for the button. When you click it, it's a type that you can after you click it opens or access. And next one is this add panel. You must question what it's used. So let me explain this to you. This panel adds the content pane and refreshes the display. So after you enter your data, it refreshes and input what is necessary. Next, this one is a login add action listener. Adds an action listener to the login button that calls the login method when click. Yeah, this is the login right there. The login method. It calls the login method. So before that, the login form is still below. So let's continue here. This open registration button. This adds an action listener to the registration button that calls the show registration screen method when click. So this is the show registration screen. Yes, this is one. So what it shows? It shows that similar to Sugana screen, this method sets up the registration screen. So you can use it for register. So there is no content plane, remove all. This is GB panel, components of swings. After this one is the rig username field. But first there is a G user, the G label. G label, this creates a label for the username input in the registration form. And this one is creates a text field for the registration username. And this one creates a G label that creates for password input in the registration form. And this one is create the password field for the secure input of the registration password. And this register button, it creates a button for registering the user. So there's a button after you click. And this one is creates a button to return to the login screen. And this one adds the registration panel to the content pane and refreshes the display. Just like the above method we explained earlier. Next was Where are we now? This, yeah, right here. The same as the above method. It is an useful similar to register button that calls the register method when click. And this one it's register it calls, and this one is calls the show login screen method when click too. Then the next method show you is the show main screen method. This show main screen method sets up the main screen for the employee management. It removes existing components and sets the layout to border layout. So the functions, as you see, is the word border layout there. So the next is this G panel. G panel. This panel creates for the title of the main screen and adds it to the top of the layout. And this one is for model. Yes. And this employee table model initializes a table model for displaying employee data, creates a table and adds it to the scroll pane in the center of the layout. So, and then this panel is another panel creates for input fields to add or update employee details using a grid layout. So it is different from the from the previous panel. It's used grid layout, and this one is the border layout. Next, this G label. This creates a label text field for the employee's name. So it uses is for employee's names you will type in your register it. And this label creates a text field for the employee's position. And this one is for the department. Text field for the employee's salary. A department, and this one is for the salary. On this is department, it says for the department when you register the employee. After this, I'll show you how it does work. Next is the G panel button. Creates a panel for action buttons related to employee management. So you understand it after the add button or the delete, update, and log out button. This one is for the add button. Its purpose is for adding new employee, and this one is to update the existing employee. This one is delete the existing employee that you have added. You already added. Next, log out. After you're done adding, updating, or deleting, you can log out. So the data will keep it safe. This part was this part adds the action buttons at the button panel. So there are panels in this four types of buttons. So after you add this, you can click it, and it works. And it works. And this G panel panel. Its purpose is create a panel for the form and buttons, organizing them in a border layout. So see, I see this as border layout south. You will understand it when I show you later. And this load employees. It calls the method to load existing employees from the database into the table. And this employee table, it creates a table. It simply as it's create a table after you add, update, or delete. This adds a lesson to the employee table that populates the input fields with the selected employees data. And this one adds action listener to the buttons for the adding, updating, and deleting employees and logging out. And this one is refreshes the display to show the new components. Alright, it's the same as the last. It's the same as the last method. It's private void login. This private void login method, it retrieves the user name and password entered by the user. It's, it's easy to understand this because it's quite useful. And this one, using the if else, checks if the username or password fields are empty. That shows the message if they are. So if it's empty, it shows invalid login, or the invalid login. If it's correct, it will continue to log in. It shows the main screen. After this, with this try catch declaration there, it provides a SQL statement to check if the username and password match in the record and the user's table. I already told you there are two tables: this the employees table and user table, and this user's table is used for logging in or registering. Others is the register method. This register method retrieves the username and password entered into the registration fields. The password is converted from the character array to a string. Oh, the same as the last one method, it has an if else there. It's using if the password is, if you didn't put the right password, it will shows this little error registering user. So you must complete the register process. Next is this next method is called load employees. This method clears any existing rows in the employee table model to prepare for loading fresh data. Uh, this one is what it used. It creates a statement to execute a SQL query that retrieves all records from the employees table. For each record, it creates an array of objects representing the employees data and it as a new row in the employee model. If any SQL exception occur, this code and displayed there. Next is for our next method is the add employee. As it said, it adds employee in the add button. First is the name, position, salary, and the department. After you enter the necessary information, it will add. When you click the add button, it will add the information, the employee information. Next is the update employee method. This was used to update the existing data you already added in your employee management table. In the table, I already there's a table created for the data of your employees. Yes, this is change. It changed either the salary. If you already added a 20 key, you can change it in either 30 key or 40 key. And this one is delete employee method. This method is used for delete the existing data. If the employee is already resigned or want to resign, you can use the delete. There's a delete button. It's very easy to access though. So I talk about it when I run this one. Next is this next method is called private void clear form. And this clear form resets the input fields. So it resets. After done, it's back from the beginning. And this private void logout. This is also a logout button. After admin or the user access the form, they can log out after they done using it. So this is the uses of the logout method. And this is our main class. And which is set as visible through initialize. This main class initializes the runs the graphical user interface. And this all the codes created in my program. I created role the payroll system. So how it's done, so let me show you. It takes time, so let's wait. There you go. Yes, the username. If you already register, you can go log in. If not, use the register button there. I register my name, my my name Joshua, then the password, and register. Yeah, there's a message there that registered successfully. You enter the OK, and you can log in. Name Joshua, and the password, log in. There, or I'm now logging in. So I'll show you there's an employee. There's already an employee there, and their position, her salary, and the department they're in. Then the ID. First, there's a four button there. This add, update, delete, logouts. So how it's used? It's simple. First, you create a name. Example, my name, Joshua. Joshua Bohos. My position will be the CEO. No, in this employee. So let's make it clear. Hacker. Then the salary, mine is, let's say it's 100,000. Department I'm in will be the game. Will be this Hogwarts. This is Hogwarts. Hogwarts. Then add. We added. There you go. This name, my name, Joshua Bohos, and my position hacker and salary, and my department are in. Next, the update button. How it's used? You click name that you want to update. So you can just use this name hacker, and you make it a programmer, and change the my salary into 90,000, and the same department, and you can update it. As you can see, I'm already now programming with a 90,000 salary, and with the same